What's going on, everybody? My name is Dawson Williams, and this is episode 5 of Pathways. For the ones that don't know really what Pathways is a podcast that talks about athletes, all athletes coming on to talk about their ups and downs of their career and to see where they are today and everything about that. So this is what it is. It's my boy, special guest right here, Chan. Hey, how you been, brother?
I'm good, brother.
Been good, man.
Thank you
Been
for having
good.
me, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For real, thank you.
We're gonna do a little different thing today. So it's not really like an icebreaker, I guess, but it'll be for the end of the podcast. So we're gonna do rock, paper, scissors, best 2 out of 3.
All right.
And whoever loses has to say at the end of the podcast their worst experience in their sport.
Worst experience?
Worst experience in their sport.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn.
I'm going.
I'm going. All right, we're going to get into these questions. You ready?
Yeah.
You good? All right, let's rock. Can you share a pivotal moment or game that significantly shaped your career?
I won't say necessarily one game, but it was like one season.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 14. No, I was probably like 15 years old, 14, 15, like freshman, sophomore in high school. And I was playing with a pretty good travel team, Louisiana Knights. And we played at these big stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
Like we played at Ole Miss, Southern Miss, University of Alabama. And I played really bad that summer. And from that summer on, like, I would call my dad when he get off of work.
Yeah.
And literally every day for like the rest of the summer, the whole fall, the whole winter, we would hit like 5, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he got off of work too, I would call him and we would go hit from 6 o'clock at night till it got too dark.
That worked, man. That worked.
That's kind of what I've been doing, especially from that age of like 14.
Yeah.
I feel like when you like a little kid, like 12, 11, 12, you don't really know what hard work is.
Exactly.
You're not just going out there playing. So I say that really shaped me into the player.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to school too. Shout out to school you go to.
Oh, Savannah State.
Yeah.
Savannah State, man. Go
Yes,
Tigers.
sir.
Yeah.
What was some of the biggest challenges you faced early on, and how did you overcome them?
So athletically, I just say like, understanding how mentally draining baseball can be.
Yeah,
Sometimes like I don't play a lot of different sports, but by far baseball is the most mentally like demanding.
Yeah, it is.
So just trying to understand that failure is just gonna be a part of it.
Yeah.
And honestly, like.
Gotta get through it, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how it is for real. Like, you gotta get through it. It's hard, bro.
There's no way around it. Like, you know you're gonna fail. Like, every game I go out there, like, you gotta have the confidence knowing you're the best, but also knowing you're gonna fail at the same time. So it's hard to, like, balance that. But that's probably the biggest challenge I feel like I had to overcome.
Okay. So how did you overcome it? How do you feel you overcame it?
You just gotta realize, like, the world not gonna end just because you had a bad game or bad stretch.
It's gonna happen every time too.
Yeah, like you
have a lot.
You just gotta understand, like, that's just how the game is gonna be, and you really just have to instill that work ethic to where, like, okay, no matter if I'm playing well or playing bad, I still gotta go to work and put in the work no matter how I'm playing.
Yeah. All right. How did you balance the demands of training and competition with your personal life?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't balance it. Like, it's really like, if you want to be great at something, it's really not going to be no balance because something's going to have to give. If you want to be really good at something, your girlfriend or some family time or friend time is going to have to, sacrifice.
Yeah, something got to sacrifice.
I feel like there is some type of balance. Like, you can't just ghost everybody, but people that really love you going to understand, like, he doing something right now. Like, he trying to work on something. So it's a little bit of an imbalance, honestly. You're trying to balance the imbalance, I would say. Yeah,
and then especially like being in college with like school and also with all that stuff going on and your friends, you're going out, you're doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it really like you really gotta balance it for real, guys.
But you also gotta understand how to sometimes like know when you need that break. Like it'll be sometimes where like I'm at the age now where I've taken so many like reps to where like I don't really feel like I need to take 200 swings a day anymore. Like I needed that when I was young to get that foundation.
Now you just need to play.
Now you just
need to play. That's how I feel it is nowadays, especially now like with the T work and all that stuff, and then like doing like you could do it at the younger age or whatever you call it, but once you've been playing a long time, man, you know what's up.
You know what your swing is. Like, I'm not saying don't put in work. I'm just saying you don't have to go out there and kill yourself every single day. It's not like basketball where you should go shoot 1,000 shots.
Yeah, you got to.
Like, basketball, stuff like that, you got to get those type. But like baseball, like you go take 1,000 swings a day in season, you're
you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be tired. You ain't gonna want to play that next game. You gotta play at all. So yeah, I feel you. What are your plans next when it comes to baseball?
Honestly, I got my hands kind of in a lot of different pots right now. So obviously, I plan to keep playing professionally.
Yeah.
I want to eventually own my own summer team facility, stuff like that. I've been getting into the social media side of things with baseball, and I've had some pretty good.
Now, how's that been? I know you've been popping lately. Yeah, you've been popping. How's that been? You've been popping, bro.
It's been crazy, honestly, because I never really thought of myself to be no type of social media guy. Like, I post on Instagram, but people had always told me like you need to.
You need to be on camera. You're doing something. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, nah, I don't really need to. But then eventually, like, I just got bored one day. I started making YouTube. My guys be helping me with my YouTube. Andrew, TJ, and Nick all be helping me with my media stuff.
Shout out to our boys.
Yeah, for sure. They be helping me a lot. So it's just like I just started doing it, and it's been great. Like
it's fun, bro.
Yeah,
it's like, fun.
It's like an outlet. Yeah. It's like an outlet from baseball with baseball at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. What's the most valuable lesson you learned throughout your career?
Man. It's been a lot. That's crazy. But to name.
Just give the biggest one that you you're thinking of right now,
The biggest one, honestly, would just have to be like perseverance, honestly. Like baseball is a lot like life. Like you don't know what you might get when you go to the ballpark. That day you might go 3 for 3, 0 for 3. And that's kind of how life is. Like you wake up, you don't know what life might throw at you, but you got to be able to adjust. So I'll be adjustability and perseverance. Like I feel like they combine. So that's definitely with baseball. Yeah, for sure.
It's mentally hard, but because did you see the play the other day? I think it was Arkansas versus LSU with their left fielder, bro. I know he's. I know he's down right now.
He's an all conference. He's an all conference.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna get drafted. Yeah, he's gonna get drafted. But then one mistake happened, man. You're done. Your season's done. Exactly. So it's hard out there, bro. You just gotta get through it for real.
Facts.
Yeah, you just gotta get through it. How has your training evolved over the years?
Well, we talked about it a little bit, but I'd say I'm always trying to learn. So it was a point in my career where I was just lifting super heavy, and then now I'm kind of more into getting into good positions when I'm lifting, being able to be mobile, stuff like that.
Stretching.
As far as the big part, stretching, yoga. As far as the hitting side though, you gotta kind of realize if a coach is out there telling you it's one way to swing, then he's wrong. Because if you look at the big leaguers, it's probably 500-600 big leaguers or whatever. They all swing kind of different. Mike Trout isn't swinging like Acuna or swinging like Judd. They all swing different. It's probably some key components that's the same, but definitely I say just me knowing my own swing, and you can't listen to everybody.
No, you can't.
You can respect your coaches and different trainers you might have, but you gotta understand.
But half of those coaches, half of them wrong.
Yeah, a lot
half of them wrong. You'll learn that as you get older, but half of them wrong, man. You really gotta figure it out on your own.
Right.
Real
I feel like you can't go to no hitting coach every now and then, but he never seen you playing the game.
Exactly. So he don't even know you.
So he doesn't know you that well, so that's something you gotta be careful with.
Yeah.
But I say me just knowing myself is also help.
Yeah. What role has mentorship played in your development as an athlete?
A lot. Like I spoke with about my dad. Yeah. Just him.
How's that relationship?
I got a great relationship with my dad. He I remember being in the backyard. He was never he worked all the time, and he was never too tired to go work out with me. And also my whole family, my mom, I remember one time we had a tournament in New York. She drove to New York from Georgia, and we had another tournament in Florida, and she got right back, and in 24 hours drove to Florida.
Yeah, that's why family is so important, bro. Yeah, family is important, bro. Especially dads, with sons, bro. That's important. It's important. If you a dad, stay with your kid. All right. But seriously, it is. That's what it is, man. You need your parents in your life, especially through hard times, and then they don't know everything you're going through either. Because you getting older, you gotta go through it yourself. But they're there for all the real life hard times. Yeah. So it works out. Yeah. Okay. Can you share a specific instance where you had to overcome a major setback?
Probably when I was in junior college, my mom got really sick. I think this was 2022.
Okay.
And we had, it was probably like 7 or 8 games into the season. And my mom had got sick. Some family stuff went on, so I decided to go home. And so I didn't play baseball that whole spring.
Okay.
And then I came back that summer, and I didn't play that well that summer, but I knew like it was gonna take some time. But after getting through that and realizing like where I'm at now at Savannah State, you know, I've done well my past 2 years, and it just shows like perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what it's
I did have some thoughts about, did I really want to play again? Because like I'm saying, that was my last year at JUCO.
Yeah.
So that's the year you're supposed to be committed.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't play.
Get ready.
But I still, you know what I'm saying, end up getting to Savannah State, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. How was your relationship with your sport been over time? What is this? Oh, how was your relationship with your sport over time? Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to kind of like sometimes say you like hate the game when it's not going your way, but I always look at it as like I wouldn't be where I am today without baseball. Like so, even like bad seasons, good games, bad games, like. Especially now, like I'm 23 now, so I look at baseball differently than I did when I was 18. But like, honestly, it's just like I've grown more gratitude towards the game, like just the little things, like enjoying going to practice. Because there's some people that would kill to be able to go to a baseball practice. They don't play no more, they can't play for whatever reason. So I say I just been able to grow more gratitude like towards college baseball and baseball in general.
Yeah. Okay. That's what it's about, man. When you really love it, you got to keep growing with it for real. That's how it is. Yeah. What was the experience like practicing with some of the Savannah Bananas guys?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about that. I didn't know about that. That was lit.
Yeah, honestly, a couple of the guys like Javon Ray, and Christian Davis, I've known them for years, and we've always, you know, kept in contact. But it honestly was just an amazing experience because just getting to go on that type of stadium, that field. You know, hitting BP, getting to see the locker room.
So did you hit that ball out?
Nah, it didn't go out. It didn't go out. I got one attraction. But nah, it was fun for real. I met some coaches. I met a whole bunch of players. They ate me food after the video.
So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you could be a Savannah Banana?
I don't know.
You never thought about that?
I never really thought of it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I never thought of it. So many people be asking like, you gonna play for the Bananas? I don't know. I still got this next year coming up at Savannah State. So I'm just trying to see where that takes me.
Exactly.
Who knows? You never know what I might end up.
Exactly, bro. Your boy, shout out our former teammate, Drew Man.
Yeah.
Doing great. You're doing great out there, brother. For real. Yeah. He looks like he's having the time of his life out there. So it's fun. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years?
Yeah.
I see myself being successful in whatever path I go down, whether that be professional baseball, whether that be media, whether that be, you know, taking over with trying to have my own youth facility and my own youth, you know, team coming up. Like I feel like whatever path I choose to take, I just see myself being successful at it, trying to, you know, inspire others to. If you got something you want to do, just go do it.
Yeah, go do it. And always trust God, man.
Yep.
Got to.
Definitely.
Always have Him first. Got to.
Definitely.
That's what it's about, man. What are the most proud of accomplishing moments in your career?
Wow. Honestly, I'd say
like your favorite moment.
My favorite.
Yeah, like favorite moment. Anything.
Singular moment.
Yeah.
Honestly,
the biggest accomplishment, you know?
I'd say just signing that paper to come to Savannah State after like everything that had happened throughout JUCO and just high school. Like I was a COVID graduate, so that you know set stuff back.
Yeah, that set a lot back.
So just being able to sign that paper, knowing like I'm gonna keep the goal alive. My plan.
Yeah.
That was definitely one of probably my proudest moment right there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, how was that, like, with your setback with the COVID, how was that for you? Because I know that was tough on a lot of people.
Yeah,
that was tough on everybody, for real.
Like, so I don't want to say the name of the school, but I was literally about, like, to sign to a school, a D1 school in Georgia.
Okay.
But the coach was saying how, like, they were bringing their whole team back. So he wasn't saying I couldn't come. He was just letting me know what it was going to be. So I was like, is that really smart for me to be a freshman? And I play outfield. He got all 8 outfielders coming back. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that set set it back. But like I said, like there's always a God gonna open another door for you.
Exactly.
Keep grinding.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that was just like I wouldn't say a little bit of relief, but also like a sign of hey, you worked hard, so you're rewarded with this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. How do you define success on and off the field?
I feel like success is like can be very marginal. So on the field, like I wouldn't say success is always getting a hit or striking a guy out. If you're a pitcher, success is like, did you get better than yesterday, or did you help your team win? Like
exactly.
There was this player for the Rockies, Zach Bean.
Okay.
I think he's in the minor leagues right now. He might be in the big leagues. I don't know. Yeah. He was like, if I do something every day to help the team win, then I'm like a good player.
Yeah, that's success.
Sometimes like if I go 0 for 3, but I caught the routine pop up, I did something to help the team win. I could have dropped it. You know what I mean? Like little things. And then off the field, I feel like success is also just like getting. Did you get better? Like if your goal is to wake up every day at 7 a.m., did you do that? You were successful. Like you took that first step. So I feel like it's easy to get caught up in like success is like I made this amount of money or I got this many views. But even with TikTok, like my goal is like to get 5 new followers every day. And I've been exceeding that. So I'm like, even if I get 1 follower a day,
that's something. That's something towards the goal. Exactly.
So I say just taking a small step. Getting better.
Day by day,
I always say get better at what you do every day. So that's my goal.
Everything day by day. That's how I see it. Okay. What legacy do you hope to leave behind?
When people say my name, I just want people to smile and laugh. Like honestly, like Nick, I listen to a lot of quotes. And like Nick Saban, he had a quote. Can I cuss on you? Am I allowed to cuss on you?
Hey, you can cuss a little bit.
He said if you didn't come to work, would anybody give a shit?
Yeah.
Like that's what Nick Saban said to his players. So that's why I kind of live by. Like honestly, like if I didn't come to practice today, would anybody care that Chan wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like what would they just be like? Okay. Like,
leave a stamp. You gotta leave a stamp.
Leave your mark.
Yeah.
Make sure people know you're there. And it's not even have to be with talking. It can be with your presence. You know what I mean?
That work.
Yeah. The Lord. Yeah.
What's next for you after your athletic career? Well, you said you still want to continue with it, so
Yeah, but eventually, the game got to end for everybody. So that's when I'll kind of venture more into the business side. I really want to be able to go into inner cities where kids are don't have the same amount of resources and just tell them what you need to do to get better, recruiting process, how you can market yourself. Because I feel like, especially younger guys, a lot of people are just trying to go on social media just to go viral, but they're not leaving any substance. You know what I mean? Instead of worrying about give me this, that, leave some substance, and then you're gonna create a following off of that. And that's what I want to do: create a following off of good, useful information. That's what I want to do when I'm done.
I remember a quote my dad used to always tell us when we were younger and stuff like that. He was like, "The ball's gonna drop one day. The ball's gonna stop one day. You're gonna start hitting that ball. You're gonna stop shooting that ball. And you gotta figure out what you want to do after that. Because you gotta figure something out, especially as a man, bro. You gotta have something. You gotta have a plan after that. The other plan doesn't work out, whatever you call it. So that's what it's like, man. Especially this 2025, you need something.
You got to. More expensive.
You need something. Yeah, exactly. Shout out your socials real quick.
Okay. So TikTok, we got Chandler Hicks TV. YouTube, Chandler Hicks TV, and then Instagram, we got _ Chandler Hicks. So those are my 3 main platforms I'm on right now.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great too. Got great topics on TikTok every day. So go listen in.
Appreciate that.
What was high school baseball like for you?
High school baseball was different for me because we never competed for no state championship.
Okay.
And it could get kind of mentally draining knowing you're losing 80% of the games you're playing in and stuff. But I had a lot of good teammates though that worked hard, every day. That's all you can really ask for. But at the same time, I had a lot of fun. When you're playing for your high school, that's playing for your community right there. So obviously, I wish I could have competed for in playoff runs. COVID, we actually were on pace to go to the playoffs right before COVID, and so high school baseball, I had its ups and downs, but you know, I learned a lot, and it was a fun time. It was a fun time for sure.
Yeah, high school baseball can be through the storm. I don't know what it can be, especially back where I live, man. It's crazy down there with all them. I ain't even gonna get into all that with all them people, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. High school baseball can either be fun or it can be the worst experience of your life.
It's really no in between.
Especially with the coaches too, because you gotta have the right. All right. Do you think pitchers should lift heavy weights, like at a young age or anything? Like not even at a young age. You shouldn't even be lifting that damn much at a young age. But like,
so I'm not a pitcher.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you get strong, like what's the worst that happens?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If you, like, okay, there's a way to go about it. I'm not saying go in there and bench press every single day and max out squat.
Yeah.
But like, people will look at somebody like Jacob DeGrom and be like, oh, well, he's skinny, this and that. Well, you don't throw 100.
Yeah, you ain't Jacob DeGrom.
If you threw 100, nobody would be telling you to lift.
Exactly.
But like, it's a lot of kids out there that are scared to lift. Say, hey, I'm gonna get too bulky.
Yeah.
You're 130 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get too bulky. You know what I mean? Like, I lift all the time, and I'm still not too bulky to play baseball. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not a pitcher, but that's my take on it. I feel like you need to figure out what buckets you need to fill. Like, if you already have great mobility, and you're still not throwing hard, maybe you're not lifting hard enough or training hard enough. So, but on the opposite hand, like just because you lift, that won't directly correlate to throwing hard. Sometimes you have to find out what it is, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with lifting some heavy weight. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. What was your recruiting process like? We basically kind of already went over it for real, but like.
Yeah, so I committed to Alabama State when I was 15. So I committed pretty early. Yeah. But then, you know, thinking about maybe just being in state, weighing some different options. Excuse me. I decommitted from there, like late junior year or whatever, and then that's why ultimately I went to a post grad. After that, and then that's when I went to junior college. So I was getting offers pretty early and committed to that school, but so I didn't have a long recruiting process because of how early I committed, but it was definitely had its ups and downs.
So how was it being a post grad?
It was good. We actually had a lot of guys that went on to play like high level baseball. Cam Foster, he finished up playing at Georgia Southern this past year. Javon Ray, he came from Tennessee, and then he finished up playing at Georgia Southern, down with the Firefighters. We had a guy, Peyton Sower. He director of baseball ops at Auburn right now. Just graduated from Auburn. So we played. I was with a lot of good guys. Xavier Williams played at Alabama State and Bellarmine. So we had like, it wasn't your typical post grad. We had tons of guys, and Roger Wilkinson. He ran a great program there. I still talk to him every now and then. So I was thankful to be able to get the opportunity. I think it helped, you know, catapult my career.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. We got a couple questions left. We're gonna get out of here after these. All right.
Okay.
Do you think that travel ball or showcase is worth the money anymore?
I feel like it depends on which one you go to. I feel like if you go to a showcase and you're paying $800 just to get your video, I don't think that's worth it. But I feel like if you go to a showcase where it's 100 plus schools there, and you're ready for the showcase, like you're actually like you have the tools you need, then I think that can definitely help you. Because like nowadays, coaches, you won't just get seen just by playing. You kind of gotta like put yourself out there. So I feel like the right ones are definitely worth it. But I feel like if you're just paying just to get some video, paying all that money, like that's not necessarily worth it. But I feel like if you can go to like one of those ones where there's a lot of schools can see you at once, especially pitchers, because everybody needs pitchers. I feel like you can get in front of 100 coaches, especially as a pitcher, you really, you know,
drive,
have your options. But I think you got to pick and choose which ones are worth going. I feel like if you go to a showcase at one school and only that staff is going to be there, I mean, it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? It's going to be really hard.
Unless like you specifically want to go to that school, then
Yeah, but I feel like the better ones to go to are the ones where it's going to be 50 to 100 coaches there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How do you think kids should start seeing real hitting coaches? Like, when do you think they should start seeing real hitting coaches? Like, what age do you think is right to go to a hitting coach?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a few prerequisites you should be able to, check off before you actually have a head coach. Like, if you're 7, I'll say, okay, I'll say anything from 6 or 7 to 11, 12 isn't always necessary, but it's always, you have outliers though. You have outliers. So I work with kids that age that have actually have a good foundation, you know what I'm saying? But if you're a kid to where you still can't even, hit the ball off the tee consistently to the back of the net, then all this other stuff is it doesn't matter.
You're paying for it for no reason.
I see a lot of different drills on Twitter and Instagram and stuff that a big leaguer might do or some older guy. But like I said in one of my TikToks, if you were 10, 11 years old, the biggest thing is balance and keeping your head down. Honestly, it sounds so simple, but nobody really saying that because everybody just wants your money. They're like, oh, if you come do this drill, nah. No kids really at 10 throwing hard enough to where you need anything extra to know. Do you have balance? Do you swing at good pitches and keep your head down? Those are the 3 main things. And then, once you learned your swing and once you, have went through playing multiple games and you actually your body has developed. Okay, now let's start going to somebody that may be able to add in a tip here and there. But I feel like it's a lot of people just going to them at 7 years old.
For no reason.
And then on top of that, you go and see your hitting coach twice a week, and that's the only time you putting in work. You can't expect to get no better, especially at that young age where you need reps. You need to be swinging all the time. So I feel like you got to know, your kid, or for parents, you need to know your kid. Is that something he even wants? Or else you're just wasting hundreds of dollars every month.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the transfer portal?
It's a great.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's a great thing, but it's also very
bad.
Very bad. So I like how you have a kid who's been at a school for 3 years and hasn't played. There's nothing wrong with that kid in the portal trying to find somewhere to play. You only have a certain amount of time you can play in college. But also, I feel like it's too many kids that are freshmen that didn't get that time they wanted and automatically leave. First of all, it's hard to hit a transfer portal with no stats. It's one of the hardest, unless you're a top 200 player out of high school. It's really hard to hit the transfer portal with really no stats. And like I said, it's gonna be some people that hit the transfer portal with no stats that go to a good school, but it's hard to do that. The bad thing is that's the bad thing, but the good thing is kids can go to where they're wanted more without having to sit out. But the bad thing is it's everybody thinks a school is just everybody's treating every school like JUCO now. In the SEC. At the end of the day, this is what I tell people now. If it's meant for you to get to the league, you're it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Everybody who goes to Vanderbilt don't get drafted.
No.
Everybody who goes to University of Tennessee don't get drafted. Are the numbers higher? Of course. But everybody, that's not an automatic, I'm gonna get picked up. And then just because you play Division II baseball, that don't mean you won't get picked up. One of my boys, Seaver King, he used a transfer portal how I feel like it's supposed to be used. He went to Wingate for 2 years, balled out, went to Wake Forest. He was a first rounder. I feel like that's
a good way to go.
And he wasn't highly recruited out of high school. He went D2. And now he's in AA. You know what I'm saying? We're the same age. So he's doing well, but I feel like too many guys are worried about all what my dad talks about. You're worried about what the game can give you. You're y'all go plant roots and make your own mark instead of just trying to chase this and that. And there's nothing wrong with trying to get to the top of college baseball. I get it, but you just need to weigh your options because I was talking to my head coach not too long ago. It's 6,000 people in the transfer portal. Plus you got JUCO kids, so you and you got high schoolers, so it's thousands of kids. Some people will end up never playing baseball again.
Ever again,
They don't even know it. So I feel like just really understand, the grass may not always be greener as everybody say, but it's positives and negatives to it with the baseball side.
It is. How do you feel about communication when it comes to talking to your coach about your playing time or just in general communication?
I mean, I feel like that's big. Luckily, Coach Virgo is I can't say enough good things about him. He's so great, man. He's really personable. He's a guy you can go to at any time. But I feel like, it's a way to kind of go about it. Like if you've played and you just haven't really done well, and you ask the coach why I'm not playing, like he's probably just gonna pull out the stat sheet on you. Yeah. But I remember there was a point in time this year where I wasn't hitting like I thought I could, and Coach Berger was like he came with me during the game and he was like how much belief he had in me. Pretty much told me like he knows I can play, and then like I started rolling like right after that. Yeah. So sometimes like having that relationship with that coach is like so big for players, because like there's times where I didn't have a good relationship with my coach. You know what I mean? And that can affect you.
That can affect you a lot. And that goes back to our conversation with the high school part. Like coaches matter a lot, bro.
Definitely.
They matter a lot, bro. They matter a ton, dog. I'll get you with the last question right here, and then we'll be done. All right? Any last words of wisdom for the aspiring athletes and our listeners? Anything. Do like top 3 things.
Top 3?
Yeah.
Top three things I would say is don't be so focused on when you get your opportunity. Just be ready for when you do get it. Because you can be so focused on like, when am I going to play? When am I going to do this? But all that energy you spending wondering when you're going to play, you know, eventually you are going to play, but your mind wasn't focused. You was only thinking about, oh, I got to play, but you weren't prepared for that moment. That's one of the biggest things. I say, like, it definitely sounds cliche, but don't listen to them when they, like, even when you're on top, don't listen to people saying you're the best. And even when you're on the bottom, don't listen to people saying, like, you're horrible. Because then you're just letting everybody else dictate how you feel. So no matter how good you're doing, how bad you're doing, don't listen to anybody. Just believe in yourself. And I say the last thing, honestly, there's a lot of things I can say, but it goes back to just self-belief. Like, on the flip end, like, everybody can believe in you, but it's up to you once you get on the field. Like, you got to be able to tune all the other stuff out and just know, like, hey, like, if you put in the work, it's like studying for a test. You study, once that paper in front of you, there's nothing else you can do. You know what I'm saying? You can cheat, but you can only cheat for so long before you go. So you can't really cheat the grind, like, it's going to know. So that's what I would say.
Okay. I dropped the card. We good. I want to thank Chan for coming on to the podcast for episode 5, man. Letting me come inside his home in Atlanta. We in the big ATL. I'll be here in a minute, so it was fun. It was a good time, man. I want to thank you for coming on again, bro. Appreciate it. Well, y'all tune in to episode 6. That will be coming out next week. I want to thank everybody for listening and coming on and watching. Thank you. So I did remember that I lost the rock, paper, scissors battle, so I do have to say my worst experience with baseball. I'll probably say, like, the worst experience really in reality was back in high school. I think 11th grade. We were playing our rival team, and, like, I had made, like, 3 errors in a row. Everybody just going crazy. In the stand going crazy. But, yeah, that was probably my worst experience playing baseball, for real. I ain't gonna lie.
It happens, though.
Yeah, it does. It does happen.
Bad experiences, too.
Yeah, terrible experience. But, yeah, that's what it is.